All right, Tua, I'm gonna get lunch for the team. What do you want for lunch?
North right clamp, south fox, H top, pass 38, top Gumby, XP sweat. Let's go.
One more time, Tua. What do you want for lunch?
North right clamp, south fox, H top, pass 38, top Gumby, XP sweat. Let's go.
Um, why don't you tell them? What is up, Finn fans? Day 15? It's in the title. Camp, joint practice day 2. I'm going to start this off. We all had a little bit of a heart palpitation. We all had a little bit of a scare. We all had a little bit of a little poop in our pants. But this is a video here from Teron Armstead's Twitter of him walking. It literally says, here, I'll readjust it so you can see what it says. He says, thanks for all the love and support. And this is him walking. So I'm starting this video off right off the bat with that, because I wasn't going to do that funny intro. I was going to be ready to jump off a building, whatever I needed to do to sacrifice to the gods of whatever for the Dolphins to stop getting hurt. But from what I'm hearing, he says he's good. He's going to get an MRI, 100%, shut him down. No more practice. No more preseason games. Shut them down till September 10th. Rest. You have 20-something days. Just rest. That knee, rehabilitate it, do whatever you need to do. But so far, some good news out of camp, because when we all found out that he went down and then he was out on the table and they were checking his knee and he was talking to Chris Greer and then he couldn't put his shoe on and then he got carted off, we all, as Dolphin fans, had a little bit of a boom. Like, you know, when like something nervous happens, like you did something wrong and your mom found out or whatever, and it just, it drops. And then you're like, I'm going to poop my pants. I think all the Dolphin community and Dolphin fans, and even football fans, because I know, you know, we talk a lot of crap with Bills, Jets, Patriots fans, but a lot, you know, some of them even came out like, you guys with the luck, because Jalen Ramsey, now this, and it's just, we can't catch a break, but we might have caught a break. So, please, Lord in heaven, please. But we're going to jump into this. We're going to do Mike McDaniel. We're going to on-the-field stuff. I will play a clip from Tyreek Hill, which I think is funny. He before Teron Armstead released that video, Tyreek Hill came out and he said something when he talked to Teron Armstead. But we're going to jump into this with Mike McDaniel. Mike McDaniel said, undecided who will play for the Dolphins against the Texans on Saturday. Hope to make that decision this afternoon. Excuse me. Not Tua. I know some are going to be like, no, screw that, blah, blah, blah. Tua's got to play. He needs to work on stuff. Tua sucks. Da-da-da. Nope. Our luck lately, nope. That's all I'm going to say. You can say whatever you want, but no. Mike McDaniel, Skylar Thompson, and Mike White, he's not ready to tell us if they'll both play Saturday. Decisions later. He would expect to see Tua at some point in the preseason. The reps are valuable. I know, Mike. I know they're valuable, but another one. Throwing another one up there. Why would you say you don't know if you'll see Skylar Thompson and Mike White both need to play more? Especially after yesterday when I heard what is going on with the quarterbacks. Tua will be up to the standard and used that play. I don't know what just happened with my brain. I'm too stuck on Teron Armstead and never like almost get to a car accident and you're good and then you're just like jittery afterwards. That's where my brain's at right now. That play will be up to the standard and used to in my career. That play will be up to the standard and used to in my career is literally what the quote is. Mike McDaniel addressing the caliber of the offensive tackle play in camp. I have no idea. I apologize to you guys. Mike McDaniel says guys are starting to click on the offensive timing and our route coverage and pass rush defense. A lot of really good things. I'll give you a little spoiler. Dolphin defense dominated today. Mike McDaniel is always good for a quote, but you need to take your success and become addicted to them when talking about what he's looking for in the second day of joint practice, and football in general might be my favorite non-humorous one. That's from Kyle Krabs. You need to take your success and be addicted to them. Essentially be addicted to success, and then it thrives you and it pushes you to consistently want to be addicted, to feel that feeling of success because you're addicted to it. There's power in consistency in your approach on a daily basis, Coach said. A culture dictated is when guys don't blink at the sign of adversity. Yeah, you can't, and a good portion of that, apologize, and just as a little side note, you probably see my videos and like, why does he keep doing this? I got a new computer chair, and this sucker, the butt is leaned forward, so I'm constantly slowly sliding forward, and I have to keep reposition myself. I'm getting a new chair. Brandon Jones is dealing, back to what I was going to say. You notice that, right? You'll be on a hot tear, then maybe a player gets injured, and then all of a sudden the team kind of falters. Right, and then the team kind of, you'll lose the game. There goes your momentum, and that's what he's kind of talking about with the adversity and not blinking at a sign of it. Brandon Jones is dealing with a non-serious, in quotes, injury issue related to the rehab from ACL surgery, per Mike McDaniel. So again, it's probably another situation where you're done until September 10th. Jalen Phillips has a special whistle-to-whistle motor and has taken a step forward, according to Mike McDaniel. He's one of the guys who is able to make the fourth quarter plays. And we've seen that against the Buffalo Bills in Buffalo. I think that was I don't know if, I can't remember if it was the playoff game or the December game where he got that strip sack that really helped us. I think it was in December. Kato Kohe is highlighted by the coach McDaniel for what he has done since Jalen Ramsey's injury. He also likes what Elijah Campbell has been doing. Both DBs are versatile. Note, both DBs are also highly competitive and are fighters. Here is a quote, we're going to listen to it, of Mike McDaniel talking about the two interceptions, the two pick sixes.
Every play independent of itself, I think I'm very careful to go into the ins and outs of each play that happens. Because sometimes interceptions are good in practice. Sometimes they're only good if you don't do that again. But each individual one is part of the reason those are occurring is because he's pressing himself to be the very best version of himself. He is he probably made 10 plays yesterday that were absolutely fantastic doing the same thing. So it's not as easy as, and I think it's important to emphasize that you have to take each one individually. And so I would be upset if he was unprepared, if he didn't really think about it, or if it's something that he just went rogue and went outside of a progression. Okay, if he's trying new things within the timing of the play, there's going to be some residuals. When you're trying to be the best version of yourself, he's trying to take his game to another level. So I was pumped for the learning process.
Essentially what he's saying there is the pick sixes, especially the one on the slant route where it was just blatantly obvious that the defender came down and intercepted it and would have took it to the house. It's just two of trying things in camp, because you know what? That's what camp's for now. Am I making excuses for pick sixes? No, they shouldn't happen. But I'm not going to sit here and think that the sky is falling because Tua threw two pick sixes in training camp. Go look at him during the season. Look at his interception to touchdown ratios during the season. Look at his interceptions to game ratio during the season. This is training camp. This is what training camp's for. Like Mike McDaniel's saying, he'll throw 10 passes that are working off of what he is trying, and then there's the one pick six. It's going to happen. You're trying new things. You're trying to manipulate the defense. You're trying to manipulate them with your eyes, with your head, with your motion. Not 10 times they work, one time it doesn't. Like he was saying, if it was 10 times they didn't, he would tell him, well, you need to stop doing that now. Why haven't you figured out to stop doing that? That's what training camp is about. So I'm not going to sit here and blow it out of proportion and say, oh my God, he sucks. Oh my God, this. Because that's what training camp's about. If all day, all I kept hearing was Tua throwing interceptions, Tua threw 7 interceptions today, then I'm going to be like, all right, what is he trying? What is he doing that he keeps throwing interceptions? Fun fact, and I'm not comparing the two, but Patrick Mahomes threw 7 interceptions in a training camp practice. Patrick Mahomes is he is the best quarterback in the NFL today. We threw 7 interceptions in a practice. That's what they do. You try things. Don't do that again. Okay, sorry. And this is from Omar Kelly, right? After that explanation from Mike McDaniel. And Omar Kelly has been labeled as a Tua hater when he's not. Omar Kelly just shoots it from the hip. You know, if Tua does something bad, Omar Kelly's going to point it out. If Tua does something good, Omar Kelly's going to point it out. But Omar Kelly also has been on the record for saying this is the year, or year 3, I think he said, where Tua's going to start to show up. And Tua showed up last year. But he says, somebody asked him, do you believe that his explanation, essentially Mike McDaniel's? And Omar Kelly says, because I can see that Tua is trying things out, he's experimenting with things during these practices, doesn't always work. Sometimes it does. So even Omar Kelly, who some people call a Tua hater and all that stuff, is even saying that with his own eyes, his own peepers, that he sees that he's just trying things out. That is the point of training camp. I don't understand why we are making such a big deal out of trying things in training camp. I had a discussion with somebody on here about how if you're doing bad in training camp or if you're doing bad in practice, you're going to do bad in the games. I would say like 6 times out of 10, sure. Like that's normally the thought process. I'd say practice correlates. Training camp, it doesn't. You can't compare training camp to game time. Look at Matt Moore. Matt Moore is horrible in training camp and practice, but he was a game time player. There's guys, Sam McGuavin, shined during training camp. Once the lights came on, he disappeared. So that's what I'm saying. You can't really correlate the two. This is about trying things. This is about seeing if this works, if it doesn't work. Okay, me looking off or me trying this thing to open up a lane for my receivers, it didn't work. I threw a pick 6. I'm not going to try that again. Or 10 times, I did it 11 times, 10 out of 11 times it worked, that one didn't. What did I do that one time where I could not bait the defense into opening the lane for my receiver? And that's where you look at the tape and go, oh, the 10 times I did this, that 11th time I tried this, it didn't work. I'm not going to do that again. That's what training camp's about. But why do I have to explain that? So now we're going to get to on-field stuff. And this is from Omar Kelly. He says, looks like we're going a second straight day where Liam Eichenberg is shelved from team drills. That means this becomes a 3-man tryout between Robert Jones, Isaiah Wynn, and Lester Cotton for the left guard spot. That does not bode well for Liam Eichenberg. Will he be cut? Let me look up his contract. I don't know if there's really an out in his contract, being that it's his second year in the NFL. If they cut him, yeah, they could save $1.3 million if they cut him. So he might be a cap casualty. He might not just pan out. This is his 3rd year in the NFL. He was drafted in 2021 with the guys of Waddle, Phillips, and Javon Holland. He might get cut, and the Dolphins will save $1.3 million. I don't know, man. Noah Gimmonagany just got roasted by Nico Collins. I got video of that. Eric Izukoma and Derek Stingley had a fun battle on one-on-ones. Easy E got him in a gorgeous back shoulder throw from Tua, but then Stingley ran. Wait, one more time. But Stingley ran teach tape and trail tech. See, this is why you got to follow Travis Wingfield with the way he talks. And picked off the throw from White. Stingley is going to be really good. That's funny. I'm like, ran teach tape and trail tech. Teach tape. I know what trail tech is, but teach tape, I didn't know what that was. Julian Hill snagged a high 5 ball. Think Tua to Gesicki in Baltimore. Only he can catch it. If he doesn't catch it, it's going out of the back of the end zone. Taps the toes right in front of McDaniel, so close, in fact, that he knocked McDaniel's shades off. The rookie continuously picked them up and returned them to the head coach, who's very fired up about that play. Good job, Julian Hill. Again, one of Julian Hill's relatives watches the channel in the chat. He's doing good from what I'm hearing. Dolphins, Texans in 11-on-11 portion, and this is where the injury happens. Teron Armstead was on the first play of the drill, but fell to the ground and was slow to get up. He's walked off to the side with the trainer to get his right leg checked, but you guys already know I gave you the update, and that's why I wanted to do it right out of the beginning of the video. Braxton Berrios gets getting deep in these practices, runs to a post, and Tua drops a dime for a big gain of 40 or so. C.J. Stroud with Nico Collins on the deep post, beating Eli Apple for a long touchdown. Safety help nowhere to be found. Tua just completed back-to-back passes to Braxton Berrios and Tyreek Hill that both went for big gains. Jalen Phillips with another sack against Texans in red zone drill. He continues to stack days. David Long Jr. with a tackle for loss on Devin Singletary in the red zone. And then Tyreek is cooking early, 3 grabs in the early going. Recent one on a far hash right from Tua for about 20. And this is from a Texans beat writer. He says, early through joint practice, through 2 team periods, the Texans offense has been up and down. Flashes of good C.J. Stroud throws to Nico, paired with a couple of good runs by DP and Singletary. But there have been a few too many sacks and Stroud holding the ball a tick too long. Well, he's a rookie. Hopefully he can get out of that. Andrew Van Ginkel was in good coverage yesterday, but gave up a touchdown in red zone from E.J. Perry to Mike Bone. I think he meant to say today, David. Texans starting offensive line struggling for the second day in joint practice. Linebacker Duke Riley and defensive tackle Roquan Davis both had a would-be sack on C.J. Stroud in team drills. That's from the Texans beat writer. Tua just completed a pass to Tyreek Hill that went for a sizable gain. Again, that's a Texans beat writer. Braxton Berrios continues to eat, finds a little crease on a ball from Skyler and quickly turns up for an extra yard. Then Omar Kelly says, third period of 11-on-11 start, and Javon Holland picks off C.J. Stroud on a deep throw. And then Roquan Davis with a sack on Stroud. I told you his defense comes alive. Jacoby Martin forced Tua into an incompletion, came off the edge clean. That's from a Texans beat writer. Tua the Chosen was broken up over the middle by Derek Stingley. Dolphins, and then... So I was reading my tweets and, taking my notes and reading and taking my notes. And I heard that the... Dolphins players and everyone was on a knee, and then I find out that Dolphins defensive tackle Brandon Peely was down on the field for a while. He walked off, and trainers are checking on him in the medical area. Hopefully he's okay, because I'm hearing very good things about him, and it would be great depth and cheap depth to have him on the starting rotation. Texans defense forces a 4th and 10 on 2-minute drive, but Tua completed to Craycraft for a fresh set. Raheem had a couple of grabs as well on this drive. Tua shows off some of his pocket mobility, working around some traffic. Also took off for a decent run. He's looking fast from Travis Wingfield. Practice is over from Adam Beasley. Dolphins offense showed very little after Armstead went down, and that's where I'm talking about with the momentum. Austin Jackson wasn't even a participant late in sessions. Good. I don't need any more injuries to make me have heart palpitations. Texans' final play of the 2-minute is a sack by Phillips, followed by a pass breakup by Holland on the continuation. And then Duke Riley just ended the scrimmage situation by forcing the tight end to fumble and recovered it around midfield. And that is what I got for you for on the field stuff. I want to play something for you guys, right? Because you're hearing a lot of different opinions when it comes to Dolphin beat writers, when it comes to Dolphin YouTubers, about how Tua is doing in camp. And one of you beautiful human beings sent me something, Lesky, LSKEE 15, Lesky, tagged me in it. And he said, listen to 115 to 150. And this is from the Houston Texans sideline. It is Houston Texans lineman Seth Payne breaks down day one of Houston Texans joint practice with Matt Muscle. And I want you to listen to this.
Oh, is it because Davis is 6'4" and CJ 6'3"? But I'm looking out there across the line and I see the Miami offense. Tua looks short.
He's listed
as 6'1".
He's a stocky dude, but you kind of forget that he is. You know, Kyler Murray kind of reset the bar in the opposite direction when you talk about setting the bars. So Kyler Murray and Bryce Young now have set the bar low for what a short quarterback is. And you forget that, like, oh yeah, Drew Brees was 6'1". Tua's 6'1", and it's a challenge. It's something you got to overcome.
But man, he can sling it. He has a slingshot arm, man. He's got some power.
Yeah.
It's from the Houston Texans. That's not from me. That's not from TD. That's not from Reason. That's not from Omar Kelly. That's not from David Hyde. That's not from David Fiorenez. That's not from any of these guys. Marcel Louis-Jacques. That's not from Big O. That's from the Houston Texans sideline. Now, take that what you will. But from what I'm hearing, the two is doing well in camp. Let's get into some videos we have. Got some video here and there. And again, if you're a patron or a member, last night, it was late, and I do apologize for the technical difficulties. I put up a bunch of content, a bunch of film that was sent to me after I made the video. Same thing tonight. If I get email of footage from today's joint practice, I will be putting it up on the Patreon and on the membership. So if you're a patron or member, check for that. You'll get a notification when I put it up, and go check out the footage. So we're going to look at this now. And this is Mike McDaniel just checking out the defense. There's this one-on-one stuff here. Good play. Couldn't really see who that was. It looks like tight end on a linebacker. And that's why he got his glasses knocked off, because he was right there. Yeah, that's a running back, so I'm assuming that's a linebacker. It's a good play there. Getting in his face, jamming him up. Then we have, this is the Nico Collins versus Noah Igbinoghene. This is a bad rap. Bad rep by Noah. That's a bad rep by Noah. He got beat right off the bat. This is Xavier Howard versus Robert Woods. One-on-one. And you might be saying to yourself, why did he stop? See where the sideline is? He was out of bounds. So he was like, you ain't catching it. Not catching it on me. This is Kader Kohu in coverage now. I'm telling you, third in the NFL in coverage last year among corners. This is Emmanuel Ogbah one-on-one. Beats the crap out of this right tackle. He had no chance. Absolutely no chance on that. This is Derek Stingley versus, I think it's Eric Kama, sorry. This is from the Houston Texans Twitter. And that interception was thrown by Mike White. I'll show you again. Yeah, Mike White is the quarterback. This two is standing over here with his hands on his hips. But in that situation, who else are you going to throw to? That's what you're supposed to do. You got to throw him the ball. Cam Smith, pass breakup. This one comes from Bobby Souse. My man Bobby. Nice play, Cam. I can't wait to watch Cam play live. Like live actual game. This is from the Dolphins. I think this is Bryce Thompson on one of their receivers. Nice play. Michi. Yeah, Bryce Thompson on Michi. That's a nice play. Again, these are one-on-ones. There's nowhere else for you to really throw it. This is Skylar Thompson to Eric or Easy E. Oh, was there a guy in coverage? That's what I got for you. Oh, sorry. I want to play this. I want to play this of Tyreek Hill talking about Teron Armstead.
Offensive line and defensive line are the most important people on the field. You know, obviously receivers, we get the success, we get the glory, we get the Instagram followers and all that, but Teron is a huge part of our team, you know, and I feel like he's more important than I am, because the left side, like, we need somebody to really like hold that side down, and just to see him go down, which I think is not serious, I'm sure he'll shake back, man. He'll be straight, because as soon as it happened, I want him to him straight. He said, "Yeah, I'm straight, man. I'm just old."
So yeah, that broke. He said that before, you know, this video here of Teron Armstead walking, the one I showed you earlier early in the video. I'm losing my mind. But that's what I got for you guys today. They have off tomorrow. Then we have the game Saturday, 4 o'clock. I will give you the preview video tomorrow, and then I will be live at 3:45 for the preseason game. Maybe we'll find out tomorrow more on Teron Armstead. Hopefully it's nothing serious, and we'll see him on September 10th. Who is playing? Maybe we'll find out that. But I will be recording my preview video tonight, so I can kind of take a break tomorrow. So I will tell you who I don't want to see and who I, expect not to see. And then they don't practice again. It's open at home for you guys until the 23rd and the 24th. So they're going to get like 3 days off. And then Jaguars next Saturday, and then that's it. Preseason's over. Training camp is over. They have to do cuts by the 29th. And then they have, 2 weeks until the start of the season. So we're getting there. We're getting very close. September 10th is the start of the season. Dolphins heading to LA to take on the Chargers. So we're less than a month away. Let's go. I'll see you guys tomorrow. But like usual, stay classy and fins up.